Cupid.
Hey, puppy. He's the first puppy that's tried that. He figured it out already. Look at how aware he is of
The holes.
the holes, yeah. He was biting that toy already.
This litter makes me proud of their potty habits.
Yes, they've done good. Even the one who missed the pee pad only missed it by a couple inches. Hi. Hi there. What do you think? What do you think? He says, I don't know, you're a stranger. Oh my goodness. 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 So that was definitely something just to notice, that his response to the new person was to back up and bark. He wasn't antisocial. He then came right up.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something I'd work on right from day one, just because small little dogs, all of them, are prone to that anyway. And I wouldn't say he was exactly scared of me, but he wasn't readily trusting either. So this is one I would. Gentle socialization where he meets a lot of new people, but it's not the overwhelming past the puppy style. Because the last thing we want is for him to decide that he doesn't like new people. Something's clicking. He's also more toy interested than any of the other puppies in the litter.
And he's more readily engaging with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ho, 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 ho. Are you gonna take that for that? I think it's interesting that every time I drop it, instead of running off with it on his own, he was dropping it too and then looking at me. He wants to play with it with me, even though he's still not 100% sure about me.
Yeah.
So he's not afraid of new people. He's just a little skeptical.
And he just needs time to get to know you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'd work on that early and a lot. That way there's no problems.
And how would you work on it?
Lots of introductions to safe people that can be controlled so it's not overwhelming. Let him have his time to get to know you, but but also make sure that the people have things, food or toys that he wants to play with, but they're not forcing him to come in. Let him drive, because he will come in, and he's actively learning that that's good and fun if given the chance to. And now he's even actually like biting at my hand and things, which in his case is good. What do you think there?
It's just your unwelcome attention until he knows you is not welcome yet.
Exactly. And he's one that I wouldn't. I'm gonna pick you up. Ready? I would warn before grabbing, warn before picking him up. Go slow, because we don't ever want him to learn that that's not pleasant. Get a good groomer that'll go slow with him, that won't overwhelm him. Just gonna want to be a little careful with people. Hi. I mean, he's perfectly friendly. He just doesn't operate under the default that new people are great, the way some puppies do. And that's what I wanted to see.
I think he thinks you're great. Like,
yeah,
he got to know you, he played with you, you know, you're like, okay,
and
cool.
it was really quick. And that's why when he kind of jumped out of my hands a little bit there, I put him down and I wanted to see, would he run off and go do something else, or would he turn around and re-engage with me? He immediately turned around and re-engaged with me. So he's social. It's not that. He's not fearful, but I don't want him to become fearful. And he had that little bit of
uncertainty,
yeah. And he was willing to bark, step back and bark, which a lot of puppies aren't. So it's a little higher than what you would normally see. So it's just something to proactively train around, and then you'll never have a problem with it. And it's easy. It's not like it's hard. It's not hard work. Just take him places and let strangers feed him cookies while you hold him, rather than handing him to the stranger. You hold him, because he trusts you, and let them hand him good stuff.
Out of this litter that we're testing, like, he's the, besides Arrow, he's like the first one to like warm up quick and become really animated quick. And go exploring on his own.
Yep. Yeah, you can see all of that here. His recovery time was super fast, and he's pushy. He's like pushing into me. He's actively initiating a lot of contact now.
Just unlike being surprised.
Right. Yep.
And that's hard sometimes to explain, because everyone wants a puppy that's friendly, and he is friendly. He just not with an absolute stranger.
Right, not with a total stranger. He's going to have his circle of friends, and he's going to be super loving and affectionate with them, and he'll warm up to new people, but it'll take him a second. And then again, like just the handling, there's no handling problems here at all. There's no tension, there's no stress, there's zero. But I don't want there to ever be handling problems. So because we know he's not the most trusting with new people, I'd make sure that the people who are handling him are doing it cautiously and being sure to build that positive association.
Oh,
I mean, he's grabbing my hand and pulling it back to pet him. So like I said, there's no handling sensitivity. It's not that. It's problem prevention. He's perfectly social puppy. And then I would also be really careful with him as he hits adolescence. 6 months with a male puppy, 6 months, 9 months, maybe even 8 months to about through 10 months or so, maybe a little longer, those fear periods with strangers, because of the barky response that's likely to intensify at that time. And that's okay, that's normal. It's not a problem, but if there's any concerns at that point, that would be the time to bring in a trainer who's very positive and can make it a good experience for him early rather than just sitting on it. He's more interested in the fact that my hands are on the bowl than he is in the fact that the bowl contains cheese. He's like, oh, there's the cheese. I mean, as long as I deal with that, he's going to be really, really easy. And the thing to remember too with stuff like that is every puppy has something. That they just need a little bit more work if you want to not have problems, and that's going to be his. And definitely adolescence, that would be good job, buddy. That would be where I would watch that. And then, you may never see it again after you get him out and about a little bit more, as he just, grows up. He's one I would put in puppy classes so he sees those other people. Do that, and you may never see it again.
He's pretty persistent about.
He is, yeah. He likes the game, but I don't know that he would be as into it if I didn't do it with him. He's a vacuum cleaner once he gets his nose in there. Let's see. Yeah, he's surprising me how much he's persisting with that on his own. That's surprising. So he's another one that's a really good problem solver, puzzle worker. He's going to really enjoy that. I think he'd do really well with training in general. And again, just because he is a little less confident with new people, he's definitely one I would put in classes. Doing anything, doesn't matter what. Puppy classes, obedience classes, sport classes, just for fun. I don't think it matters at all. The point is just that he is out and about in a structured environment with strangers and other dogs.
He still wants it.
Yeah, he's very persistent. He likes it. And he's very food motivated. So I think he'll be really smart, really easy to train. He'll have good working focus. Yeah, I think he'll be a fun dog to take to class.
The sound little startled him a little bit.
Okay.
And I think he's looking where it came from.
I'll wait to do this then. I was afraid of that.
Oh, his tail is back up.
Yeah. Let's see what he does with it. He's not totally avoidant. He's staying. What'd you think about that? Gonna come over here where it's safe and check it out? But see that high stiff tail? Again, I wouldn't be surprised if you got barking at things that startle him. It's not that he's unsocial or aggressive or anything like that it's easy for people to mistake that. It's just a type of arousal and stimulation that comes from being startled that's going to make him more likely to express it.
Yeah, like we see a mouse and we scream.
Right, exactly. Even if you're not even afraid of mice.
Right.
I actually like mice, and if one was to run out right now, I'd probably still squeal because you're startled.
Yeah, I would do too. I like rats and mice, but like if one just were to jump out of a corner, I'd be like, wah! And next thing I'll be all like, okay, great, let's catch it.
Right, exactly. Exactly. And that's how he's responding to this stuff. So they need a trainer that understands that and is going to deal with that appropriately, because it's very easy to work with. But a lot can be done to make that not a problem if it's just handled right, especially as he goes through those developmental phases where that's going to spike up naturally because of brain development and hormonal development and change. So it's something that can easily never be a problem, but it is something I would be on top of. If he were my puppy, that would be like from day one, I would just know going in, okay, I'm gonna work on the startle response. Life's okay, dude. Life's okay, dude. It's not a problem. When you get startled, this is what I want you to do instead. and
Well,
he'll roll with
and
it.
he looks like he knows to come back to the person.
Yep.
And it's just like they have to recognize that he's asking for help
Exactly.
and support him through that.
Him and give him instruction rather than just leaving him on his own. Because if he's left to his own, he's gonna get barky.
Yeah.
And he's still thinking about that, but he's suspicious, and that's what's causing that. It's just like there's this little bitty edge of skepticism, but I think it could really easily be overcome. They need to get him out and about in a really positive way and support him through it, and he'll be just fine.
Yeah.
What's he doing? What's he doing? Even my movement startled him there, but it's because he's already primed to startle.
Yeah.
So it's I know. Just have a little bit of adrenaline going. That's all. I'm not gonna do the noise.
I think he's and he started when you were taking the umbrella. He heard the noise and he was already like, "Whoa, what's that?"
Yeah.
And I did notice that at home about him
Yeah.
too. Like any sudden noises, he's like, "Ooh."
Yep. Any type of sudden environmental contrast, noise, person, dog appearing out of nowhere, anything that suddenly changes, he's going to have a stronger response to that than another dog might. But again, his recovery time has been really good. He's actively asking for that help and support and feedback. Like I don't think that it has to be a problem. It's just something I would want to work on.
Okay.